In-depth analysis of new biography of Su Dongpo. Opening. The legendary life of Su Shi. 1,000 years ago, a brilliantly talented poet penned the line, "Life is like a dream, I offer a toast to the river and moon," moving countless readers to tears. He was Su Shi, courtesy name Zizhan, styled Dongpo Jushi, a radiant star in the Song Dynasty's literary world. How did he face life with a smile amid political storms? New biography of Su Dongpo vividly portrays the multifaceted life of this literary giant, statesman, and calligrapher, showcasing his resilience and wisdom in adversity. The Northern Song Dynasty, an era of cultural prosperity yet political intrigue, saw Su Shi dazzle the world with his poetry, prose, and songs, though his forthright nature led to repeated exiles. His story is not just a personal saga but a mirror reflecting Song society, intertwining talent with fate. Born in 1037 in Maishan, Sichuan, Su Shi hailed from a scholarly family. His father, Su Zun, and brother, Su He, were literary luminaries, collectively known as the Three Sus, symbols of Song Dynasty literature. Yet Su Shi's brilliance outshone his family, excelling in poetry, prose, calligraphy, and painting, earning him the title of the Song Dynasty's ultimate polymath. He served in the imperial court, clashed with Wang Anshi over policies, and was caught in the factional strife between reformists and conservatives, leading to a turbulent career. Exiled to Huangzhou, Huizhou, and Danzhou, he penned timeless masterpieces in desolate lands. His optimism and open-mindedness shone like a beacon, illuminating his era and inspiring us today. What enabled Su Shi to remain composed in adversity? How did his literary achievements resonate with his time? This book, through Su Shi's life, works, and philosophy, reveals a complex and authentic figure. Let us step into Su Shi's world, exploring the legendary life of this exiled immortal and feeling the poetic strength he wielded amid life's storms. 1. Youthful talent and family glory. Su Shi's genius didn't emerge overnight, but was rooted in his family's scholarly tradition and the cultural soil of the Northern Song. The Maishan Su family, though not aristocratic, cherished learning as a way of life. His father, Su Zun, began serious study in middle age, authoring Jiayu collection with incisive essays. His mother, Lady Cheng, well-versed and refined, taught her children with historical tales. Young Su Shi was exceptionally bright, composing poetry by age 10. His mother once shared the story of Fan Pang, an Eastern Han scholar who died for justice, whose mother remarked, "If you can rival Li Bai and Du Fu in fame, what regret is there in death?" This inspired young Su Shi to aspire to serve the world through literature. In 1057, at 20, Su Shi and his brother Su He passed the imperial exams together, stunning the court. Examiner Wang Shu praised Su Shi's essays, declaring, "This man will one day lead the literary world." Su Shi's essays, like on loyalty and leniency in punishment and reward, won acclaim for their insight and elegance, citing ancient examples like, in Yao's time, Gao Yao was judge. He proposed execution thrice, but Yao pardoned thrice. Using history to advocate humane governance, Su Shi displayed Confucian ideals of benevolent rule. Family glory brought pressure. Su Zun often advised his sons, "Though literature is splendid, governing the state comes first." This instilled in Su Shi a lifelong ambition to apply his talents practically. Entering officialdom, Su Shi served as a magistrate in Fengxiang, witnessing corruption and the people's hardships. In 8 Views of Fengxiang, he wrote, "Life's sorrows begin with literacy, a name roughly noted is enough." This was both a jest at official life and a keen observation of the world. His deep bond with Su He sustained him. Su He wrote in Remembering Mianchi, sent to brother Zizhan, "Hand in hand we parted at Hanjiun, lamenting the long road and muddy snow." Their brotherly support laid a warm foundation for Su Shi's challenging life ahead. Su Shi's youth was nourished by the Northern Song's cultural boom. Advances in printing made books widely available, and Maishan's bookstores thrived, allowing Su Shi to devour classics, histories, and local chronicles. His eclectic reading, including Huang Chronicles, sparked a love for Bashu's landscapes and culture, reflected in poems like On the Road in Shu, Mountains and rivers greet me like old friends, always familiar. This affection for his homeland infused his poetry with deep sentiment. The rise of Song Dynasty academies provided platforms for exchange. At Meishan's Hemming Academy, Su Shi debated classics with peers, sharpening his intellect. He once recalled debating the Analects a gentleman harmonizes without conforming, arguing that harmony lies in embracing differences, not blind agreement, a principle that shaped his independent character. His mother, Lady Cheng, profoundly influenced his education, emphasizing both scholarship and character. She shared stories like that of Chen Fan, an Eastern Han scholar who, though living simply, vowed to sweep the world. Lady Cheng taught by example, copying texts with Su Shi to hone his sensitivity to language, advising, "Words may be beautiful, but sincerity makes them true." This taught Su Shi that literature is not just skill but an expression of the heart. In remembering Mother, he wrote, "Her teachings were a lamp, guiding my path." Her approach, akin to Rousseau's natural education in Émile, emphasized learning through experience, fostering Su Shi's sense of duty to the nation. She took him to explore Meishan's landscapes, sharing tales of Hu Liang's governance, igniting his patriotic zeal. In Night Tour at Chengchen Temple, he wrote, "What night lacks a moon? What place lacks bamboo or pines? Only idle souls like us are rare." This blend of leisure and ambition echoed his youthful ideals. His reading, like that of Erasmus during the Renaissance, combined erudition with critical thinking, laying the foundation for Song intellectualism. Reading records of the grand historian, he admired Sima Qian's craft, vowing to leave his mark through words, much like Petrarch, whose letters sparked Europe's literary revival. Su Shi's youthful brilliance was a fusion of song culture and family nurturing. 2. A literary giant's poetic brilliance. Su Shi's literary achievements shone like a star in the northern Song's cultural sky, enduring through the ages. His poetry, prose, calligraphy, and painting set new standards, marking him as a true polymath. His poems varied from bold passion to delicate lyricism. In Inscription on the Wall of Xilin, he wrote, "From the side, a ridge, from the end, a peak, its form shifts with every angle. I cannot grasp Lushan's true face, for I stand within its bounds." In 28 characters, he wove profound philosophy, urging readers to view life from multiple perspectives. This insight parallels Nietzsche's perspectivism: there is no single truth. Perspective shapes understanding. His prose masterpiece, Ode to the Red Cliff, blends lyricism, philosophy, and discourse. In First Ode to the Red Cliff, he wrote, "Viewing the changing, the universe lasts not a moment. Viewing the constant, all things and I are endless." This transcendent vision of life and cosmos showcased his philosophical depth. Compared to Tang Dynasty writer Han Yu's robust style, Su Shi's prose was more personal and reflective, redefining Song literature. His works, like Nianu Jiao, recalling the past at Red Cliff, were widely sung, akin to medieval European troubadour songs, igniting public passion for culture. His calligraphy, alongside Huang Tingjian, Mi Fei, and Kai Shang, earned him a place among the four masters of song. His Cold Food Festival poem flows with dynamic strokes and raw emotion, hailed as the third greatest running script. He once said, "My calligraphy may not be perfect, but it forms its own style." This confidence and innovation stemmed from his love for art and defiance of convention, akin to Leonardo da Vinci's fusion of art and science in his sketches. Su Shi's calligraphy was not just technique but a reflection of his spirited life. In On Calligraphy, he wrote, "Calligraphy isn't about perfection but about learning with intent." He saw it as an expression of heart and spirit, influencing Song calligraphy's shift from utility to art. His exchanges with Huang Tingjian, who praised Su Shi's script as like dragons and snakes, boundless in spirit, advanced calligraphic theory. Su Shi advocated intent before brush, while Huang emphasized natural charm, their dialogues enriching Song aesthetics. His paintings, though less famous, were distinctive. His ink bamboo and withered trees and strange rocks set a unique style. In On Wen Tong's bamboo painting, he wrote, "To paint bamboo, one must first hold its form in the heart." This was both a technical insight and a philosophy of creation. Art springs from inner vision, not mere imitation. His style influenced Song literati painting, inspiring Mi Fei's cloudy mountains technique, much like Cézanne's true to yet beyond nature approach, pioneered modern art. Su Shi's literary activities tied closely to the rise of Song urban culture. The northern Song's economic boom filled tea houses and taverns with literary gatherings. In Hangzhou, Su Shi joined scholars like Shen Kuo and Yang Ji in impromptu poetry sessions at taverns, forming the vibrant Westlake Poetry Society. These gatherings drew merchants and commoners, bringing literature from courts to streets. In Westlake poems, he wrote, "Lake and mountain hues enter my verse, laughter and chatter shared over a cup." This blend of high and low culture diversified Song literature. His poems, carved on stones by Westlake, became attractions for visitors, much like Petrarch's poetry readings in Florence's squares captivated diverse crowds. Su Shi's literary events enriched Song cultural life and set a model for later gatherings. In Hangzhou, he drank and composed by Westlake, with poems like Drinking by the Lake, Clear Than Rainy capturing nature's beauty and the Song literati's zest for life. His verses were adapted into folk tunes, sung in markets, akin to Shakespeare's plays performed widely in Elizabethan England. Su Shi's works thus transcended elite circles, becoming a shared treasure of Song culture. His literary success was inseparable from Song cultural dynamics. The imperial exam system spurred literary creation, and urban economies spread his poetry widely. In Hangzhou, his verses, like Drinking by the Lake, Clear Than Rainy, the water shimmers in sunlight, the mountains glow in misty rain, became emblems of Song aesthetics. 3. Resilience amid political turmoil. Su Shi's official career was a clash of talent and harsh realities. Entering the central government in 1061, he held posts in the ministries of rights and justice but often crossed political lines with his candor. Under Emperor Shenzong, Wang Anshi's reforms, like the Green Sprout and equal transport laws, aimed to bolster the state. But Su Shi opposed them. In memorial to Emperor Shenzong, he wrote, "Reforms must not be rushed, nor the people's trust lost." Advocating gradual change and concern for the masses, he clashed with Wang's radical policies. Much like Machiavelli's pragmatic governance, the prince conflicted with the church, leading to his marginalization. 1079 Wu Dai poetry case marked a turning point. His letter of thanks from Hu contained lines like, "Reading 10 books, I neglected the law, letting bookworms grow horns," which censors deemed satirical of the new policies, landing him in prison. During his 100 days in jail, he wrote to Su He from prison, "Brothers in this life, bound by fate in the next." These lines reveal his love for family and calm acceptance of fate. Thanks to Liang Shu and Sima Guang's efforts, he was exiled to Huangzhou, his career at its nadir. In Huangzhou, Su Shi didn't despair. He reclaimed land, styled himself Dongpo Jushi, layman of the eastern slope, and produced beloved works. In self-inscription on a Jinshan portrait, he wrote, "My heart is like dead wood, my body a boat unmoored." This serene acceptance of adversity recalls Churchill's wilderness years before World War II, when he rebuilt himself through writing and speeches. Su Shi's resilience stemmed from his belief in his own worth and an optimistic outlook. In Huangzhou, he showed practical skill, designing farm tools and improving agriculture, sharing hardships with locals. Noticing frequent floods, he surveyed the land and built simple irrigation channels, easing farmers' burdens. In Record of Angguo Temple in Huangzhou, he wrote, "The people's struggles demand officials' attention." His hands-on approach reflected the scholar official's duty. He also organized villagers to repair roads, improving transport and earning their respect. Locals built a shrine to Master Dongpo, a testament to his impact. His efforts recall Benjamin Franklin, who, beyond scientific fame, improved colonial communities through militias and public works. Su Shi's blend of talent and action left Huangzu a dual legacy of material and spiritual wealth. His governance inspired later officials, like Fan Chengde in the Southern Song, who drew on Su Shi's methods for water management in Suzhou. In Huangzu, Su Shi wrote numerous letters sharing his thoughts. In letter to Hang Zihu, he wrote, "Though exiled, my heart remains at peace." These letters, rich with insight, are vital for studying Song scholar officials' mindsets. His prose brimmed with love for life, as in record of visiting Dinghui Temple, bamboo in 1,000 shades of green, streams singing myriad notes. His ability to find beauty in hardship revealed a transcendent spirit. In 8 poems of Dongpo he wrote, "The autumn breeze by the river is boundless, green hills and waters ever fitting." This transformation of suffering into poetry was not just a personal triumph but an embodiment of Song scholar ideals. Despite a career of setbacks, Su Shi's resilience and talent left an indelible mark. 4. Open-mindedness and philosophy in adversity. Exile in Huangzu was Su Shi's lowest point, yet it sparked his philosophical growth. Farming at Dongpo, living simply on coarse tea and plain rice, he faced hardship with a broad-minded spirit. In 8 poems of Dongpo he wrote, "Don't say youth cannot return, the stream before my door still flows west." This optimism turned suffering into poetry, like a flower blooming in a storm. His philosophy drew from Taoism and Buddhism. In record of Baoshan Temple he wrote, "The world's troubles stem from having a body, and a body brings suffering." Inspired by Huangzi's transcendence of self, he saw life's impermanence and embraced freedom from attachment. His exchanges with monk Foyan deepened his reflections. In letter to Foyan, he wrote, "Life is a fleeting guest, the world a chessboard." This wisdom echoes Montaigne's essays, where he wrote, "We cannot change the world, but we can change how we see it." Su Shi lived this through his poetry and actions. In further exiles to Huizhou and Danzhou, he remained upbeat. In Huizhou he founded Dongpo Academy, spreading culture and bonding with local Li people. His academy taught poetry and classics, drawing many students. He advocated learning for application, literature to convey truth, urging students to connect knowledge with reality. In letter to Heng Shanren, he wrote, "Learning isn't about breadth but understanding." This emphasis on practical knowledge parallels Dewey's learning by doing philosophy. Su Shi's efforts brought enlightenment to remote Huizhou. He learned the Li language, embraced their customs, and even composed poetry to their tunes. In miscellaneous poems from Hainan, he wrote, "Moonlight hooks the Li songs, diverse customs unite in harmony." His inclusivity bridged Han and minority cultures, akin to Marco Polo's role in fostering East-West exchange in the Yuan dynasty. Su Shi also innovated with food, perfecting lychee preservation and creating dried lychee. In On Eating Lychees, he wrote, "Eating 300 lychees daily, I'd gladly stay a Lingnan native." Combined lychees with herbs like goji and licorice for health benefits, sharing this with locals to improve their lives. This practical creativity recalls Pascal, who, beyond physics, designed early public transport. Su Shi's culinary innovations enriched Lingnan's food culture and reflected his zest for life in adversity. His dietary contributions, detailed in letter to Li Gongs, advanced Song gastronomy. In Farewell to the Li people of Hainan, he wrote, "I am but a guest from Daner, born in western Shu." His embrace of foreign lands showed his love for humanity. In Danzhou, he taught children, lamenting, "My life is a sojourn, with only poetry and books as constant companions." His optimism rested on a profound acceptance of life's transience. He created Dongpo pork, elevating a humble dish to a culinary gem, still cherished today. In letter to Cheng Hongfu, he wrote, "Though old and poor, truth fills my heart, loyalty my bones." This ability to find joy in hardship mirrors Mark Twain, whose humor in poverty fueled Huckleberry Finn. Su Shi's open-mindedness added timeless vibrancy to Song culture. 5. The charm of Dongpo in relationships. Su Shi's allure extended beyond literature and philosophy to his interpersonal connections. His sincerity and humor won him friends across all walks of life: scholars, officials, monks, and commoners. His bond with Huang Tingjian was profound. Huang called Su Shi's writing radiant and compelling. They exchanged poems, as in Su Shi's matching Huang Luji's rhyme, "Your talent is like a heavenly steed, unbound by 1,000 miles." Huang reciprocated, praising Su Shi's divinely inspired pen, their mutual admiration driving Song poetic innovation. His relationship with Sima Guang showed political tact. Despite differing on reforms, they maintained a gentlemanly bond. In Sima Zhenggu's solitary joy garden, Su Shi wrote, "What does the master seek, when the world looks to him for guidance?" His respect for Sima transcended factions, embodying Confucius' harmony and difference, akin to Voltaire defending Rousseau despite disagreements. Su Shi's genuine approach earned widespread admiration. He connected with common folk. In Huangzu, he joined farmers and fishermen, writing Huanzisha, "Date blossoms fall on my robe," to capture rural charm. He played with village children, teaching them to read and write, as in playful gift to village children. Young pens bloom with vivid thoughts, their innocent words outshine scholars. This reflected his educational passion, emphasizing natural talent, much like Locke's focus on early learning through play in Some Thoughts Concerning Education. In Danzu, he learned the Li language and taught their children, earning the title Father to the Li people. His warmth recalls Wordsworth, whose lyrical ballads celebrated common lives, launching Romanticism. Su Shi's way with people mirrored the Song scholar's ideal of sharing joy with the masses. 6. Cultural impact and lasting echoes. Su Shi's influence transcended literature, shaping Song literati painting with Wen Tong through ink bamboo, emphasizing spirit over form. And on Wen Tong's bamboo painting, he wrote, "To paint bamboo, one must first hold its form in the heart." This aesthetic shaped later literati art. His culinary creations, like Dongpo pork and Dongpo soup, remain Chinese culinary classics. In Letter to Cheng Hongfu, he detailed, "Pork needs slow fire, little water. With proper heat, it turns sublime." This love for life infused Song culture with earthy vitality. He advanced tea culture in Hangzhou, refining brewing methods and writing in on tea tasting. "Tea is like a recluse, savored with a quiet heart." His philosophical approach to tea, akin to Japan's Sen-no Raiki's harmony, respect, purity, tranquility, elevated Song tea culture. In Hangzhou, he managed West Lake, building Su Causeway to curb flooding, as noted in petition to restore West Lake. "If the lake isn't managed, the people suffer greatly." His practical governance recalls Brunel, whose canals boosted Britain's economy. Su Shi's works inspired later generations. Southern Song poet Lu Yu called his writing radiant and compelling. King scholar Ji Yun declared, "Su Shi's talent dazzles through the ages." In Japan and Korea, his works were revered, with monk Di-gen copying Ode to the Red Cliff for Zen insights. His impact, like Dante's Divine Comedy shaping medieval Europe, made his works a timeless beacon of humanity. Epilogue. The eternal Dongpo spirit. Su Shi's life was a symphony of talent and tribulation. He wrote poetry through life's ups and downs, faced fate with open-mindedness, and inspired posterity with wisdom. His story teaches that inner freedom and optimism can light the way in any circumstance. In Calming the Storm, he wrote, "Ignore the rain through the trees, chant and stroll at ease." Poise and resilience define the Dongpo spirit. In today's fast-paced world, Su Shi's optimism and creativity remain inspiring. Can we, like him, face workplace stress or life's setbacks with a smile and write our own poetry? Su Shi answered this with his life. His legend belongs not just to the Song Dynasty but to every soul seeking freedom and wisdom. Let his story inspire us to find peace and poetry in our bustling world.